Throughout the years, capital punishment has changed dramatically. The views of capital punishment have also changed with time as well. Capital punishment goes against human rights as well as religious freedoms. According to AmnestyUSA.org, capital punishment is an irreversible denial of human rights. It is also known to be unfair to certain races, minorities, and as well, of course, social classes. Several argue that if we don't use the death penalty, that people will not learn their lesson, or others will not learn outside of the picture. I believe that if we used a life sentence without parole, we could get that point across just as well as if we used the death penalty. Capital punishment could be abolished for the sake of human rights, but that will take a little bit of time still. There is no consistency whatsoever with the capital punishment. It is chosen at random for whoever is getting sentenced. There's certain crimes, certain heinous crimes that will be committed for the consideration of death penalty to be considered. The prosecutors and the jury will decide the sentencing. The prosecutor or jury may as well have some biases, so if they can connect better to a certain person or a certain criminal, then they may actually be biased towards them. Capital punishment is not consistent at all, besides the fact that it has been around for a very long time. Capital punishment actually began about almost 300 years ago. It was executions in public, and there were sermons at these executions that were for religious rights. The ways of punishment, actually in the beginning, they beheaded several people, and this lasted for a while, and then they went into the hanging stages, which that lasted even longer than beheading. And once we got around electricity, we found out we could do an electric chair, which was a very violent and kind of disturbing way to execute someone. Last but not least, we are now with lethal injection, which now today, if you are on death row, you can be given a last meal. You'll be escorted to this room where you'll be strapped down to a chair, and you will get the lethal injection there. It's actually very timed and in a very timely manner as well. History will always change, but facts, they will always stay the same. Looking at facts is to make up your opinion. Whenever we look at facts today, we don't look at them just to have fun. We look at them to make up our opinion and know what side we would like to be on of things. Worldwide, Nigeria and Egypt are actually the biggest countries in the death penalty area. They are very known to those sentencings. Pakistan, China, Iraq, and Iran are the biggest death penalty users for terrorism threats. The United States executions have dropped actually by 4 executions in the year from 2013 to 2014. 18 states actually abolished the death penalty, along with Washington, D.C. as well. So we are kind of getting there with the getting rid of the death penalty. Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, and Florida are actually the top 89% of the United States who use execution sentences, which is quite a bit for only 18 states not using the death penalty. Wrapping up, I do conclude that this punishment should be stopped. This is no way to have a person treated in this country where we are known for the land of freedom. I actually started this speech as a person who believed in the capital punishment. Now I have read all the facts and information about it, and I really am now a believer that we should not have this. Actually, the lethal injection is not a very comforting way to pass away, so this again should be considered because our human rights, and it is very immoral. We could also always use a life sentence without parole option, and this would lead to less violence associated with a sentencing. Thank you.